This event is to celebrate the successful completion of 17 separate Your Way Together programs throughout the city where 300 employees participate. I want to thank the sponsors who actually allowed us to put this together. They are Care First. They sponsor the program in collaboration with Health Fitness. And also, Aetna is sponsoring today's Heart Association cooking demonstration. Yeah. And the Heart Association is actually providing the cooking demonstration. So the event agenda is we're going to have the Heart Association cooking demonstration. Madam Mayor Stephanie Rawlings-Blake will be here speaking. Lynn Brick from Brick Fitness is going to give a presentation. And there are going to be closing remarks and certificate and giveaways issued. So let me pass this over to Lisa Evans, our wellness manager. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's been wonderful to be here for our second annual challenge celebration, and this is your event to celebrate you. So we're going to kick off events, and can I get the agenda, Mr. Bob? So basically, just a little bit of an overview about this challenge. It was 11 weeks in duration, a 10-week program, and then there was an introductory week. We started throughout the city mid-September for the majority of programs, and then due to holidays and other work priorities, overall the programs were completed by the end of 2014. And I'm really proud to say that we had 17 separate Your Way Together programs throughout the city at various different agencies. We had DPW, the Health Department, Pratt Library. We had several at the Benton Building. We had the City Council President's Office. Rec and Parks, it goes on and on. The Police Department. So we had programs throughout the city at various agencies, so it was really exciting. And by the way, were we sweating a little bit? We were, because we really weren't planning for 17 programs, but I will say it was the best problem that I ever had, was trying to coordinate 17 separate Your Way Together programs. So that was, our feat going in September. And again, we're here to celebrate you all for your success with the Your Way Together program. And if you'll take a look throughout, you can see the stats to measure the success. This is what you told us about the program that you just completed. And you'll hear me say again that I've heard most of you say you want to have the program again. So stay tuned. I definitely have that feedback. We're going to do some other fun challenges in the interim. But we will be doing this program again. For now, thank you. I'm going to turn it over to the American Heart Association, who's going to start the simple cooking demonstration, which is sponsored by Aetna. Miss Amanda, or you're coming up here? Okay, Miss Jenny. This is Jenny. Thank you, Jenny.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jenny Trossel. I am with the American Heart Association, and I am involved with the Go Red for Women program. And I have to compliment all of you for being here today and for making this commitment to your health. You couldn't be in a better program than making smart decisions on how to live a healthier life. In the back is Amanda Bernheim, and she works on my team. And we are representing Aetna for today's event and their support of this mission throughout Baltimore City to make all of you healthier. And I want to thank Carlton Ingram, who is here today from Aetna. So at the Heart Association, last February, we opened the Simple Cooking with Heart Kitchen, which is in the Stratford University, 210 South Central Avenue, right at the corners of Pratt and Central. It is a teaching kitchen that allows you to take a class that teaches you all heart health. There are 12 different classes that you can take. There's vegetarian, there's breakfast, there's dinners, there's sautéing, really great stuff. But it's from chopping the vegetables to taking the meal home. And the meal is for 2 to 4 people. So you cook and you don't have to cook again. Take it home, feed your family, which is great. Yeah, it's a great deal. The classes, when you sign up online, and it's we do have flyers in the back on our table. When you sign up online, the classes cost $5. Where can you get a meal for 4 people for $5? Pretty great. And you're learning some really wonderful heart-healthy techniques. We have a sample today. It's our healthy, easy chicken salad, so stop back and try it. And also the recipe. And we're talking today with you about sodium and the hidden sodium in your diet. And we all know that sodium can be a big detriment to weight loss. It can affect your hypertension and your blood pressure. So looking for hidden sodium in your diet is great. On your table and also on the back, we have these great cards. And if you would fill them out and enter them or drop them in the bucket, or we'll come around and collect them. You'll get regular emails from Susie Sodium giving you great choices on how to reduce sodium in your diet. For everyone that enters, we will be pulling names later, and you will win vouchers to the kitchen. So I think we have 10 vouchers, groups of 2, so you can go with a friend, which is pretty fun. And I'm going to actually start a quick sodium challenge, Q&A, and I am the person that's in between Lynn and the mayor, or the mayor and Lynn. So I'm going to talk for a little bit. If the mayor shows up, I'm going to step away and then we'll come back. But we have some gifts that we'll be handing out for winners of the challenge. Amanda's in the back, so I'm going to ask some sodium questions. And if you, we're going to pick somebody from the audience, let them answer the question. And whoever, if you answer it right, then you win a prize. So the first question is there a direct relationship between sodium intake and blood pressure? And I need a, yep, Amanda? Oh, is there a direct relationship between sodium intake and blood pressure? That would be true. Absolutely. Thank you. All right. So, how much sodium does the body need daily? And this is a multiple choice. 1,000 milligrams, 2,300 milligrams, 200 milligrams, or none of the above? 200's correct. So one of the things about sodium that a lot of people don't realize is sodium is an acquired taste. So the more you eat it, the more you want it. So the more you eat less, the less you want it. So remember that. And your body only needs 200 milligrams a day to survive. All right. Most of the salt that people consume is added at the table. True or false? That would be correct. Most of it is hidden in many of the foods that we eat. Okay. Healthy American adults should eat less than 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day. Do you know the average amount of sodium consumed by most Americans over the age of 2? Oh, Oh, you know what? She's close. It was a multiple choice. 1,500, 2,300, 3,000, or 5,000? It's 3,000. Yep. So, and so much of that is, again, hidden in the food that you eat. And we have a couple of really great samples in the back of hidden sodium. It's pretty amazing some of the places that you think you're eating really healthy food and the sodium's higher. When reading food labels to count sodium content, baking soda should be counted towards the total. True or false? True. All right. Here's this one. Always, I find interesting. So kosher salt and sea salt are low sodium alternatives to table salt. Did you find? You got somebody back there? False. Somebody said false. You said false, didn't you? This gentleman over here. All right. Okay, so what contains more sodium? A cup of canned tomato juice or an ounce of potato chips? Canned tomato juice is correct? Yep. See, that's that hidden sodium. All right, some over-the-counter and prescription medicines contain lots of sodium. True or false? Need somebody? That's true. Yep. All right. So I hope that all of you will take a few minutes as you're finishing what you're eating to stop back and see us. We have some great information. The Heart Association, the Simple Cooking with Heart Kitchen is, you can find all the details online. It's heart.org/Baltimore Kitchen. And there are classes that are taught every other Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and every other Saturday at this time. And again, the kitchen's relatively new, but we've got a bunch of classes this month, and actually February and the March classes are up. Make sure you fill out the sodium pledge card, and we'll wander around and collect those. And we'll enter you in a drawing, and I think Lynn's going to be pulling prizes later to allow us to give out some kitchen vouchers. So thank you very much, and again, congratulations for all your hard work.
Thank you. The mayor should be here in about 5 or 10 minutes. So what I was hoping that we could do is, I have spoken to several of you about some wonderful testimonials as far as the Your Way Together program. And I would like to ask Mr. Elwood Klump to come up to the podium, please. And you'll be amazed at the story that he's going to share about his personal success with the Your Way Together program. Thank you, Elwood.
Unfortunately, my wife couldn't be here this evening. I mean, not evening, but afternoon. She's also a city employee, been married almost 32 years together. But together, we've lost, and with the program, over 75 pounds. At the beginning of the program, I weighed 250, and I had a waist of 44. As you can see, I'm now at 215, and I got a waist of 39. The biggest thing I believe is the success of the program is that they taught you it's okay to lose 1 pound a week. It's not a big deal if you fall off the wagon and gain a couple of pounds, just don't lose track of what you're doing. We also were encouraged to try new foods. That was something that was unheard of for me, but I did it. And then for Thanksgiving, even after Thanksgiving, I still lost 2 pounds. And what we had quinoa, dressing instead of potatoes, instead of bread. We had butternut squash in the quinoa dressing. Instead of pork sausage, we had turkey sausage. We had family people come over. They were a little upset because there was no white mashed potatoes on the plate or on the table. But at the end of the day, before we went out and got to shopping at the big TVs and everything, and we took them home, I had carloads of happy, satisfied people with extra food on their plate. Today, believe it or not, today I actually dropped off a box of black bean spaghetti to a coworker. So right now, not only am I experiencing it, but I'm living it and I'm fostering it. And we're both still on track and losing weight. We're still doing it. And we learned something too, is when you're younger, you can do anything you want. Your body is very resilient and will spring back from whatever you put on it. When you get older, that's not the fact. I'm 56 years old. I'm a volunteer firefighter for Anne Arundel County for 23 years. I'm a paramedic, and plus I work for the city as a manager. And I got to stay healthy because too many people depend on me. And so now, instead of living to eat, I eat to live.
Mr. Jim, would you like to share anything? I'm not going to put you on the spot. I was just moseying around having conversation with people, and it is exciting when you hear some of the personal testimonials about the success of the program. Thank you very much.
My name's Jim Paul, and I'm with the Office of Compliance and Laboratories over at Ashburton. The program, about 6 years ago, I weighed 368. I'm down to 312. I had been on track all that time, and then I kind of lost my way and started falling back into some old habits. So the program helped get me back on track. So I'm losing again. She asked me back there what I did way back then. I used to drink a lot, and I like beer, malt beer, and porter, and stout, anything that's heavy and frothy. And beer can lead to bad company, like pizza and nachos and cheesesteaks and falling asleep on the couch after taking in 5,000 calories. So I quit drinking, and a lot of the bad food habits went away, and the bad health habits went away, and I started to walk. And I joined Weight Watchers, and I quit Weight Watchers, and I joined it again, and I quit it again. But I learned, through Weight Watchers, I learned about, the accountability of writing down what you eat and keeping track of what you put in your face. And it's easy to eat too much and not even know it. You stand there with a bag of chips, salt, oh, here's some cheese, here's some lunch meat, I think I need a beer. So it was just, this program really helped. I'm really glad to hear that we're going to get it back. I'm looking forward to getting back into it when it comes around again. So if I can lose it, anybody can lose it. I'm on track. I need to get down to 220. So I'm sure I'm going to get there. Thank you.
Excellent. That's the kind of stories that give me the incentive, and that's powerful. So would anybody just like to share any experiences that they have throughout the program and how they may have succeeded throughout the Your Way Together program? Okay, come on up. Thank you. I was going to have to start backpedaling here and coming up with something. Thank you. And you are?
Andre Mosley.
Okay, this is Mr. Andre Mosley. Welcome, Andre.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Andre Mosley. I work at the Montebello Water Treatment Plant. We have about 150 employees at the plant. Only a few of them decided to get into the program, but I think others have heard about the program, and they've made mention to me that maybe you guys are doing something right, because I had the habit of every time I went past the candy machine, I had to get a candy, or I had to get a chip, or I had to get a soda. Now I only do it twice a day, so I'm getting better. I haven't lost that habit, but I'm getting better. We started off about middle of September, and some of us was losing and some of us weren't doing anything. But I think as a group, we got together and we found that just being together made us closer together. So some of the ones who were having a little more trouble, they had somebody over here who could talk to them, and it just felt good. And one of the questions was, would you want to have this program again? And everybody to a person says, yes. And they say, why do you want this program? Because it makes you see things that you usually do in your life that were detrimental to your health. And just something like eating a bag of chips 3-4 times a day can be very detrimental to your health. And we learned that in the class. But the biggest thing is I learned how to not be so stressed out about my weight. I learned that if I lose 1 pound, that's great, as long as I keep it in the right direction. So I've been losing. I even lost weight after Thanksgiving, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, because I'm known as a big eater. Thanksgiving, I'm going to eat. And so I've learned that if I don't eat, taking as much salt as I've been taking in, I can still lose weight. Thank you.
You could just pop your stuff in here. That's all right.
Good afternoon, everyone. I got here right on time. It's an honor for me to be here with all of you today. I want to first congratulate you on your amazing success, and I want to say to each and every one of you, I'm grateful for the hard work and dedication that you took and are taking into putting your health first. Back in September, 17 separate Your Way Together programs started throughout the city, and over 300 employees joined together in pursuit of healthy lifestyles. I think that's truly amazing. We can clap for that, 300 employees. You know, as a mother and as the daughter of a pediatrician, you know, health has always been in the forefront of my mind, health and wellness. And I can say that over the course of my life, I've had mixed success with making health and wellness a priority. But after I had my daughter, you know, one day she looked at me and, you know, she said, "Mom, why is everybody in our family fat?" And, you know, kids don't know any better. They see it, they say it, you know. And I'm looking around, and it wasn't, and I realized not everybody in our family is fat or overweight, whatever, you know. I'm just telling you what she said. She's not politically correct. And I realized when you're a child, your mom is your whole world, you know. So to her, looking at me, that was everybody. And she had a concern. And it was one of those things where, you know, I went from thinking, oh, you know, how we say, I just have large bones, right, you know, to saying, wait a minute, I need to do something about it. And I started my journey of real, you know, being truthful with myself, being, you know, honest about what healthy means back in April of 2009. And I was determined. I said, you know, I didn't want to be skinny, you know, nothing against skinny. I was just, you know, I know that it wasn't a sustainable path for me. I said, I just wanted to be healthy. And I started trying to figure out what that looked like. What does that mean to be healthy? Because everybody knows they have a goal weight of something they were in high school, and that might not be even what you should be thinking about as your goal. But I said what was healthy, and I found what was healthy for me based on my height, on the BMI, and I thought at the time, you know, based on where I was when I started, I said there's absolutely no way in hell that I'm going to get there. So I started looking for the black girl's BMI. I said there has to be some dispensation somewhere, you know what I mean? I said, is there over 40 BMI? Is there, you know, like, is there something, there has to be some adjustments we can do to scale this whole thing up. And, you know, I even asked my doctor, I said, I know there's another one. You know, is there like a real BMI? And she said, no, that's it. You know, that's healthy. And, you know, then it started to have a real conversation about how, you know, all of the things that all of the sicknesses that weight contributes to run in my family anyway. So if I wanted to be honest with myself about wellness and me taking control, because you can't control your genes, but you can control what you do after you have them, right? So I said, at least I can't control everything, but that circle, that group of things that we know that if you are obese, you have a higher likelihood to get those diseases. I said, I can do something about that. And that's when I started my journey. And it has been a long journey. And I also say that I think the reason why, you know, knock on wood, because when you're on this journey and you get it, you understand that it's an everyday thing. There is no off the journey if you're going to be successful. It is, and it didn't hit me. I didn't understand it until I accepted it. It's a way of life. Like, I just thought that was like a saying. You know, they say it's not a diet, it's a way of life. I'm like, okay. But it wasn't until I accepted this is every day. This is the new reality. This is my new life. You know, that, and it was like baby steps, changing little things, getting rid of snacks, getting, what else sugar, getting rid of sugar, no sodas. Just little things, bit by bit, things that I knew that, okay, I can't change everything at once, but I change these little things, and you start to see that that progress. And it's still not fun at all. I keep saying one day I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be happy about looking at other people eating. I was mad just leaving City Hall. This guy was eating his lunch, and he had this big old bowl of rice and sausages and all that stuff. And I was like, I would eat that over 3 days. You know what I mean? And he's like this thin. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, But you have that's. Those are his genes, and that's what he's dealing with. So it is not easy, because Lord knows, it was. Not caring was a lot easier. Certainly not healthier, but you did what you want. And I would eat with, I have meetings every night, and most of them in the evening have food. And I had convinced myself, I don't know why I'm gaining weight. I'm not. I don't even eat dinner. But I wasn't having dinner, I was having 3. You go to this meeting, you have snacks, and this one you have cheese and cocktails, and this one you have something else, and it didn't register to me. Or I would, and I'll tell you, Miss Shirley's was my friend when they first opened, and I would go in there and eat the coconut cream cheese stuffed French toast with the caramelized onions, bananas, caramelized bananas, and I'm telling you, and I would say, that's just going to be my meal for the day. Well, meanwhile, it has enough calories for, 2 days, right? But in my mind, I was like, I was on the Miss Shirley's diet, because that was my meal. But, so this whole journey to wellness is really about taking honest control over your life. And it's not easy, and the fact that you're doing it is amazing. And that's why I'm here to celebrate you. It is important for me to be, my daughter helped me because I wanted to be a good role model for her. But I also want that same healthy lifestyle for every person that works for the city. For so many reasons. If you thought that you could live your best life without making the changes and the commitments, I know you all wouldn't be here. If there was some easy way to do it, a little, somebody could slip you a little secret, I know that y'all would take it and run out of here, but there's no secret. You have to put in the work, you have to be committed, you have to find people that are around you to support you, because Lord knows toxic people can make you backslide and take you off of your path, because misery loves company. And so it's a difficult journey, but I know that we will all be a better city when we have healthier communities. And for me, every person that works for the city represents the city, and we can represent the best in the city when we choose a path of health and wellness. So I know I talked way too long, and I apologize in advance if I got you off schedule, but I'm very glad about what we're doing, and I'm looking forward to even more health and wellness opportunities in the future. We have made a lot of progress in improving the health of our communities and across the city, and I'm excited about our new health commissioner, Dr. Lena Wen, who, we can clap for her. A very dynamic woman who wants to work in partnership to help to make have a healthier workforce. So I'm looking forward to those partnerships. We know this program was what, 10 weeks? Your program? 10? Yeah, 10 weeks. But we know this 10-week journey is the beginning, it's not the end. So I encourage you to stay encouraged, to stay motivated, and to try to find somebody else that you can bring with you. Because I'm sure each person in here knows someone who needs to be on this journey as well. And I always say that you can't force anyone, but at least if you put it out there, you can help someone see that that there's something different for them. So I love having friends that I can lean on to encourage me. I'm a part of the Fitbit community, so I have friends that monitor how much I walk or don't walk, and sometimes they're nicer than others when they send me the message. One week I had a particularly slow week, and one of my friends sent me a message. He said, "I had no idea as mayor you had people to carry you around." I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, I'm looking at your, your steps, and look like you haven't walked for days." I was like, way to make me feel good. But you need all kinds. As long as they're pushing you in that right direction, I think, I'll take it. So I am glad to celebrate your success, and I am here to encourage you to stay on the path and to bring more people on the path. And I just know that this is the beginning of something great in the new year. I don't know of a better way to start the new year. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, wonderful. Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. Thank you.